Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a PlayStation 4 collection, just review, going through some of the games that I have. It's not a super huge collection as I play mostly handheld games and some PC and mobile games, but I do have kind of an eclectic bunch, and today I'll be chewing extra long-lasting classic bubblegum. So, in no particular order, first one I'm going to be going with here is Friday the 13th, the game. I got this one kind of, I'd seen a lot of people playing it on YouTube. I think when I finally saw the Game Grumps play it, I was like, oh, I gotta kind of pick this up. It's kind of one that would be fun if you had some friends over to have people take turns, either playing as Jason or as the camp counselors and just kind of seeing how long people survive. I haven't seen all of the Friday the 13th movies. I think I've seen probably about 4 or 5 of them in no particular order. I mean, classic horror movies are kind of predictable, but they're still fun to watch, and definitely for the time it's iconic. Basically the game is, it's a multiplayer game, right? You can play online. I think you can also play by yourself, and it will just assign kind of like NPC folks. You either play as Jason and you hunt down camp counselors, and as you unlock stuff, you can be different versions from different movies. You can unlock different ways to like just wreck people and take them out. You can unlock different weapons and things like that to kind of customize your Jason experience. Or you can play as the camp counselors, where your whole goal is to either survive the night. I think it's to escape. You can do that in a couple different ways, or I'm not sure if you can kill them. As you can see, I haven't really played much of it. I've mostly been watching Let's Plays of people playing it to various degrees of success. But the different camp counselors have different kind of stats and things. Some are really strong, some are really quick or have high intelligence, so they're good at repairing things. Like, I think there's an option to use, if you can repair a vehicle, you can escape using the vehicle. I know there's a character that's good at vehicle repair. Some are in different variations of athleticism. I think there's a girl that's like a track athlete or something naturally, so she's really good if you want to be able to just evade and kind of jump through windows and things without running out of stamina. So this is a game I really want to play more of, especially around the holiday season, Halloween holiday season. Once things kind of settle down, I'd like to have some friends over to play this with. It's a pretty recent pickup of mine that, even though it's kind of different from the usual genre of stuff I play, because I might get a little scared, I think it looks fun. So, another one that's kind of similar in genre as being a horror type or a thriller type is Alien Isolation, the Nostromo edition. Now, I'm a pretty big fan of the Alien movies. I've seen all of them so far. This looked interesting, especially because it has some really unique mechanics to it. I think you can select a different type of game mode depending on the difficulty, and one of the game modes you can play will actually, if you want to hook up a microphone, it'll pick up on if you make noises and alert the alien in this, the xenomorph. It'll alert them to your location, and it'll use that to help find you. I've only put probably about an hour or 2 into this so far. The general premise is you're aboard one of the ships. Something's happened to the crew. things are happening to the ship. You're locked inside with a xenomorph, and I believe also some of the androids. And they're not exactly the friendly type, like David was in a couple of the movies, and they're so you just see traces of things. You can log into computers and see the logs of the people that used to be working on the ship and kind of get a feel for what's happening. You're not really given too much story as much as you're kind of thrown in, and it's up to you to navigate the ship, look for supplies, and be really kind of conscious about how you go about avoiding xenomorph. Where I'm at, I'm a really overcautious player because I don't really want to be jump scared. I'm like tiptoeing along the walls and stuff. I don't think I'm at the point where the xenomorph is really aggressive and where it'll show up, but I'm definitely like, I don't want to hit anything. I don't know if you can find a gun or anything in this. I probably wouldn't want to arm myself with one because I wouldn't want the noise to alert anything. There's a lot of, looks like there's some crafting and stuff you can do in this game. It's pretty neat. It's honestly one, if you want to kind of have a thrill, or if you want to play with some friends and kind of see who's tough enough to actually either use the controller, or if you want to hook up the mic and see, you know, how quiet you can be. I just thought that was a neat kind of mechanic that you have that option where kind of one of those interactive kind of fourth wall breaking things where the game can kind of hear you and make decisions based off of that. But really cool game. Once again, if I have an opportunity to have friends over in the future, I would like to play that in a group setting, or if I'm really feeling like having kind of like a horror movie experience or a thriller experience, but not be passive and just watch something on Netflix, I'd definitely continue playing this a bit more. And this was, I picked this up pre-owned from GameStop, and this came out a while ago, but it had taken me a while to hear about it, and the mechanic of you're gonna hook up a mic and you have to play really cautiously and things. And I was like, oh, that seems like a fun game to own. So, Alien Isolation, pretty unique game concept. Here's one that I showed in a different video before. Spyro The Reignited Trilogy. Really, really good game for anyone that's a fan of Spyro. I grew up playing Spyro kind of in place of where some folks played like Crash Bandicoot or played Mario and things like that. Spyro was my cartoon character of my childhood in terms of kind of the platforming kind of games. And this game is a original 3 games remastered. It's a 3-in-1 game. Right now I'm working my way through just the Spyro the Dragon. First game included on here. Absolutely beautiful. This is completely worth the purchase in my opinion. The game looks like you probably imagined it looking as a kid. I'm sure if we went back and played the original PlayStation versions of it, it wouldn't look quite as sparkly as we remember it looking. But absolutely awesome game. If I had kids or something, I would get this and be like, here, you guys need to play this together so that I can share my nostalgia, my childhood experience. So absolutely great. It's kind of bummed me out lately with the whole, I don't know the logistics of Spyro being part of the Skylander series and what they've done with, or not done with making new Spyro games. But this really kind of scratched the itch that I had where I wanted more classic Spyro, but I wasn't really getting any, and kind of just hoping that a new Spyro game would come out, because I really love, I just love the gameplay, I love the story, I like the unique designs of each area, and how each area has dragons that represent the area. So like if you were to go to a Halloween area, a spooky town kind of thing, the villains would be spooky, like they might be ghosts or zombies or something, and there'd be like a bunch of like pumpkin decorations and like things like that around, and then the dragons would reflect the spooky area. There's like desert areas, there's forest areas, and they all have kind of a theme, and every character ties into it. So I just thought that's one thing that I really like about it. So definitely, if you're looking to have kind of a walk down memory lane and enjoyed Spyro, or if you missed playing Spyro kind of back in the original days of it and want to get an experience or feel for it, this is a good pickup. And it's been out for a while, so you could probably get it used. Next game is Soul Calibur VI. This is I kind of just jumped into the Soul Calibur games with this game. It looked really cool. I hadn't played a Soul Calibur game before and just kind of picked it up on a whim. I will say this is a very kind game to folks that might not have played Soul Calibur before, because the story campaign is awesome. I wasn't familiar with like any of the characters. I mean, at the time that I played this, I hadn't seen The Witcher either, so I was unaware of who Geralt was. But in terms of the Soul Calibur characters, the storyline, you go through chapter by chapter to kind of meet each character and unlock the character. And it gives you kind of the backstory, what their motivations are, how they got to where they are, how they became a fighter. So for me that was awesome because I didn't know anything about anybody. But yeah, really cool game. I'm not particularly good at fighting games, but I was still able to get through the story campaign pretty easily. I really like the character creator. They have a really in-depth creation system where you can basically pick one of the playable characters' skill sets, and then you can design your character around it. You can pick body type, different body features, color of skin, color of hair, species. You can pick different clothing items. Some people get like really into it. Like I've made a couple. Like I did a self-insert character that looked similar to what I look like, as much as I could put into a game like this. So kind of short character, kind of like average to muscular build because I hit the gym a decent amount. And I think I did, I'm trying to think what I gave them. I think I just gave them the usual like sword kind of deal, because I don't think I'd be getting too fancy with any magic or anything. But when I made a couple others, I tried to do like a Batgirl. I tried to make a Nightwing on here. I've seen some incredible stuff done where people do like Fire Emblem characters. They do characters from other video games, anime characters. It's just really cool what can be done. And the characters have pretty interesting movesets. The specials are really exciting. Really good voice acting throughout. Really smooth game experience. So if you're just looking for kind of if you're already a Soul Calibur fan, then you'll probably pick up this game anyway. But if you're new to the Soul Calibur series and not sure where to kind of jump in, like I was, this is really good for teaching you who people are. That way you don't have to kind of just pretend that you know who people are. So, really good game. And I don't think I really did much in picking up the DLC, so I don't think I have Geralt in this, but maybe I'll eventually pick him up if I get bored with the original cast, but I don't think I'm good enough at fighting games to get bored with them yet. I'm still trying to learn a bunch of the different move types, and I haven't completely beat the story campaign yet, so there's still a couple characters I'm finishing up their routes on. So really good game. I think I'm lucky that was my introduction to the series, because I really enjoyed it and it was really accessible. Another game I kind of picked up on a whim, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now this one I kind of picked up for an unusual reason. Pardon me. In my town, we have kind of a arcade. It's kind of an arcade barcade where you can go and they have a bunch of old arcade cabinets, and one that they have is Marvel vs. Capcom. And the 1UP arcade folks haven't really made an arcade game for that, so I was like, man, I really want to play some more of that, but I don't always have time to kind of go to the downtown area of where I live. So I picked this up as my first console experience with it. Right now I'm still working through the story mode. I really like to kind of clear the story of the fighting games before I get too much into the kind of like 1v1ing anybody or trying to go online, because it gives me an opportunity to learn the mechanics. I know pretty much all of the Marvel characters because I've watched, like, they're pretty MCU heavy, which makes sense because they want to kind of tie it into where they're at with the movies for both, like, the modern MCU characters and the X-Men and all of that, Spider-Man. So, I'm pretty familiar with the characters. I kind of play these games in the hopes that I'm gonna get Loki in them at some point. Just because he's my favorite Marvel character, pretty much for no other reason than I really like Tom Hiddleston's iteration of him. That's kind of what motivated me to take a look at some of the Loki comics and the Kid Loki comics, and I'm like, dang, I really like the modern iterations of this character. So, right now I'm only a couple hours in the story mode. I think this was the game that people had some complaints about the graphics. I mean, I know that graphic style kind of changes from game to game, so I didn't really mind how some of the characters looked. I mean, the Thor in this looks different than the Thor in the Wii game I had, and looks different than I'm sure some other iterations, but I didn't mind that. Same with the other characters. I haven't put too much time into this game, so I can't really give a definitive review. One thing I do like, I think I picked this up like week 1. I really like the case they included here. They went full metal with the case, which is a really nice touch. You even get a booklet, or a couple pages of something. I'm used to that just kind of being awkwardly blank, but yeah. Probably my favorite characters, I really playing classic Chun-Li. I'm kind of, I play more Capcom characters and stuff, I would say. You know, Spider-Man's fun. I like playing Ryu and them. I don't really have a specific style. I guess Dante's in this one. I haven't gotten to him yet, but for what I've played, it's been an enjoyable experience, but I do need to play more of this game. That way I can have a more thorough opinion on it. But they get points for cool packaging. And last but not least, Dragon Ball FighterZ, or FighterZ, depending on how people say it. This is really the first Dragon Ball game I've ever owned. For these kind of games, I did get some of the, like, Naruto, Ninja Storm kind of games on Steam when they're available or on sale. So this is my first introduction to anything like a Dragon Ball type, where you go through kind of the story, unlock characters, and then be able to play either online or against friends. Some friends of mine picked this up and had it going during one of the house parties they had, and I got curb stomped, but I had a lot of fun, so I was like, man, I need to pick up a copy of this game so that I can practice at home, and then the next time I get to go over and visit, I can just all of a sudden be good. So, plot twist, I'm not incredible at it, so But really cool game. I love that they kept the art style consistent with the anime. Like, it looks so crisp. And they keep adding new characters to it. I haven't really gotten the DLC yet, but I heard that they're going to be adding Kefla, who was one of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball Super. So I might have to get that DLC so that I can play as Kefla. But it's a really nice game. I'm not incredible at tactical, kind of like, not tactical, but like fighter games that require a lot of skill and strategy. But even if you're kind of mashing buttons, or like, I usually try to memorize a handful of characters. They're like special inputs and a couple combination inputs, and just go from there and kind of stick with them. I like playing with Frieza a lot because he's kind of a zoning character. He's not entirely similar to Duck Hunt from Super Smash Bros., but in the fact that they're both zoning characters, they're kind of similar, so I found comfort in that. So I did a lot of playing with Frieza, just because I liked that I could put a lot of like projectiles and stuff out on the floor and put some space between me and the enemy. Plus I just like how over the top he is. And if you're looking for like the full over the top exciting Dragon Ball experience, this game like pulls out all the stops. Really fun game. Great game if you want to have a bunch of friends over and do kind of a tournament setting. This is definitely a good alternative to the usual Smash Brothers. If you just want to pop this in, people can play as favorite characters. You can pick some characters that are kind of like simpler to play with a simpler moveset. Like, I played as like Yamcha for a while. I played my way through all the. I'm a big fan of like, you can move through all the Gokus. I hear that Cell is supposed to be really good. I don't really pay too much attention to the tiers, but pretty much the whole cast is there, and then they introduce within the story there's a new android introduced. I like playing. I'm trying to think who else I like playing. I think it's fun to play as Beerus. I like playing as him. I end up with either the villains or kind of like the god type ones, just because I like their movesets and their characters a lot. Can play as some of the like kid characters like Kid Buu and stuff. He's fun to play as because he's got just a zany moveset. But there's a lot of references to like some of the anime stuff and certain moves that were used throughout. So really cool game. Once again, all of these games I want to put more time into. I tend to get in the habit of playing mostly mobile games because I can just keep my DS or my Switch in the car, pick it up, start playing. Very friendly for if you're just like laying upstairs in bed or like sitting on the couch or something. Really lazy, so I usually only break out the PS4 if it's like Netflix time, or if I have friends over, or if I'm like super motivated to work on a new game. So, but yeah, it's my little PlayStation 4 collection. But probably once it's garage sale season in my area, I'll probably pick up some more titles. I know that I think like both Sony and Microsoft have new versions of their consoles coming out, so I'm sure eventually these will be kind of like outdated, or the equivalent of picking up like a PS3 or an Xbox 360 game. So that time there should be some good pickups from garage sales and stuff, or going to like retro game stores or secondhand. So I'll probably pick up some more titles because I do like having a bigger collection for things, but I also only have so much money that I can spend, and most of it gets put to like new Pokemon or Fire Emblem titles and stuff like that. So I'm still kind of going back and forth on getting the new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon because I want to get it, but I also have so many games to finish, and it's not really the best time to be out and about game shopping right now. So, but yep, my little PS4 collection. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Recently, channel hit 100 subscribers, which I think is absolutely nuts. So thank you so much for your support and for your comments and suggestions on what videos you guys would like to see. That really helps kind of motivate my ideas and help me keep working on making some things that you guys might be interested in, or making changes to my approach on videos to reach kind of things that more people might like. So thank you so much, you guys. See you guys in the next video.